Tonight on NewsWatch 12 at 6, Oregon's public universities are raising tuition for undergrad students. What Tina Kotek is doing in response and how local universities are impacted.
There's a couple coming down the line, but they're several months out from our office.
And more civil suits are expected to come out on the Asante drug diversion case. We spoke with the filing attorneys.
And we're tracking showers and sprinkles for your Tuesday. The details coming up.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 at 6.
In continuing coverage, a hearing was held today on the Asante drug diversion case. Thank you for joining us for NewsWatch 12 at 6. I'm Rocky Walker.
I'm Samantha Cadera. It resulted in a motion granted to reconsider the recusal of Judge Matt Rowan. This was in just one of the 9 civil cases we reached out to the lawyers representing the victims in 7 of those civil cases on why they kept the lawsuits separate despite the similarities.
For us, it's a matter of getting justice for individuals as the 7th Amendment assures them they will get. In my personal experience, it's been better to keep matters separate and plaintiffs individual. That's the preference we have.
They also told us that more civil suits are coming down the pipeline, expected to be filed in just a few months. At the moment, the first 2 civil cases filed are on pause until Schofield's criminal trial concludes. And Lyndhurst expects those motions to stay to be coming for their cases as well. With wildfire season fast approaching, both state and federal leaders say the time to act is now. Senator Ron Wyden and State Senator Jeff Golden are emphasizing the need for urgent wildfire preparedness. They're calling for more federal funding and personal responsibility at the local level. Wyden saying it's critical to secure federal funds in the upcoming budget, not later, but now.
And we've got to move because in our part of the world, you have a match go somewhere or a lightning strike and all of a sudden you've got an inferno on your hands. I'm putting special focus and have some positive news. We found somebody in the Trump administration who will help us with prescribed burns. And this is a very valuable tool.
Wyden says he's working to lock in support for better pay for firefighters, something he calls a matter of, quote, common sense. Coming up at 6:30, we'll take a closer look at how wildfire resilience depends on cooperation from individual households to lawmakers in Salem and Washington, D.C. Oregon Department of Forestry also asking you to check your old burn piles as this week warms up. ODF says warm and windy weather can reignite old burn piles days or even months later. They recommend you check your pile for any residual heat and hose it down again before it gets warmer this week.
And with that being said, let's turn it over to Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. Matt, the weather's been pretty nice. Feels like it's getting warmer. What should we expect?
Yeah, today was definitely warmer, brighter skies, but this is going to be kind of paused, this warmer weather. Tomorrow we're going to see a weak storm system roll through. You'll notice increased clouds. Temperatures will be a little bit cooler than today, and then we'll also have the potential for some light rain showers and sprinkles, but it's beautiful out there right now. 71 degrees in Medford. 67 in Klamath Falls. We got some passing high clouds out there. 72 in Grants Pass. We're sitting at 67 in Mount Shasta and 63 degrees currently in Brookings. Winds breezy at the coast, and we have some late day breezes picking up in Medford, Klamath Falls, as well as Montague. And then notice those gustier conditions we're seeing along the Oregon and California coast. Gusts up to 25 miles per hour in Gold Beach. So we'll see these passing high clouds, but still expecting generally mostly clear skies tonight. Clouds will quickly increase into tomorrow, and then this is the system that could bring some at least light rain shower activity and sprinkles to the region as we head into tomorrow. Tonight down to about 45 in Medford, 48 in Brookings, and we'll drop to about 37 degrees in Klamath Falls. Now tomorrow, it will be a little bit cooler. We'll see an increase in clouds for the region. Some showers will be possible and sprinkles throughout southern Oregon and northern California, but the best odds at some measurable rainfall, even though it will be fairly light, will be along and east of the Cascades. Winds staying breezy along the Oregon coast. Coming up, we'll talk temperatures for tomorrow and details on a big warm up as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday behind this system. It's all coming up.
Thank you, Matt. And as summer approaches, the Crater Lake boat tours are officially returning for the 2025 season. This is the last summer to access the water from the Cleetwood Cove Trail and Marina for 3 years. A major trail restoration project beginning next year will address critical safety issues in hopes to revitalize the trail. Boat tour bookings are set to open soon as we head closer to the summer season.
And Ashlin Parks and Recreation is facing major budget cuts, and tonight's meeting is already underway as city leaders consider what services could soon be scaled back. With a $1.4 million shortfall, proposed cuts include closing the Nature Center, reducing hours at the Senior Center, and shutting down park restrooms and the splash pad. Ashlin Parks and Rec says nearly every program is being reviewed as budget talks are happening now.
Also happening now, after nearly a year of contract negotiations, student workers are now on strike. The Student Workers Union, representing about 4,000 students, says they're pushing for better pay, more frequent paychecks, and stronger workplace protections. The union says the decision to go on strike was not easy.
Outrageous that they wait until the last minute every time. You know, we've been bargaining for 11 months, and the faculty, again, we're in a very similar situation, and here they are still waiting up until the last minute.
The university says they're disappointed it's come to this, but will keep working to find common ground with the student workers, all while making sure classes are not disrupted for other students. Both the union and the university are expected to meet for negotiations on Wednesday. We'll continue to track this and bring you updates as they become available.
New at 6 tonight, Oregon's public universities are raising tuition for undergrad students next year. The increase impacts 7 state schools, including Oregon Institute of Technology and Southern Oregon University. Governor Tina Kotek is recommending a 6.4% increase in higher education funding for the next 2 years. If approved, OIT's Tuition Recommendation Committee will adopt a 4.5% tuition increase. SOU approved a tuition hike of 4.99% for resident and non-resident undergrads. For a breakdown of how each state school is impacted, head to our website, kdrv.com.
The deadline to get your Real ID is approaching fast. Starting May 7th, travelers will need a federally compliant form of ID to fly domestically or enter certain federal buildings. Real IDs look like a regular driver's license but feature a gold star. If you don't have a Real ID by the deadline, you'll need another form of federally accepted identification to board a flight. Here are some of the other TSA approved alternatives: a passport, enhanced driver's license, DHS traveler's card, and a few others you can find on our website. If you still need to head to the DMV to get your ID, here's what you need proof of: identity and date of birth, social security number, and 2 different printed forms of proof of addresses. The DMV says TSA will not accept the temporary paper card given at the DMV. Only residents 18 years and older will need the Real ID or other form of TSA approved identification. The DMV is seeing greater demand at many offices, and they recommend you get it now.
In a crime alert, a California mother-daughter duo are now in jail after several local businesses reported receiving counterfeit bills. Samantha and Jamie O'Neill were located at the Medford Hobby Lobby using surveillance footage, and they were arrested on scene. Businesses identified as victims of the two include Hobby Lobby, Dutch Bros, McDonald's, and Starbucks. Both are charged with criminal possession of a forged instrument and criminal possession of a forgery device. Samantha O'Neill also being charged with possession of methamphetamine.
A man with a felony warrant is now in jail after being apprehended by a police dog. Josephine County Sheriff's Office says they attempted to initiate a traffic stop when the driver of a white van failed to stop. The suspect, who was identified as Jack Conklin in a vehicle pursuit, had an active felony warrant issued by the Oregon Parole Board. Conklin later fled on foot when K-9 Yana was deployed. Conklin was apprehended and transported for treatment of a dog bite sustained during his apprehension.
And if you take I-5 exit 30 onto Biddle Road on your commute home or commute to work, you may have to find an alternate route, as the exit is scheduled to be closed overnight tomorrow night. And take a look at your screens right now. You can see the closure on the northbound exit 30. The closure will be in place from 9 p.m. tomorrow night to 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. Detours are marked on Bullock and Poplar roads. Other lanes on exit 30 will not be impacted.
California has just announced that they reached over 4 million downloads on the earthquake early warning system app MyShake. This comes as California officials are urging residents to take steps to prepare in case an earthquake hits. The earthquake early warning system notifies residents of incoming earthquakes by using ground motion sensors across the state. When a 5.2 magnitude earthquake hit San Diego a couple of weeks ago, MyShake users received as much as a 35-second notice before the earthquake occurred.
Looking ahead to June, the Siskiyou Golden Fair is announcing that they will be without the poultry and dairy cattle departments this year. Due to the spread of the bird flu, the California State Veterinarian issued a statewide ban on all poultry and dairy cattle at fairs and shows. The Siskiyou Golden Fair is hoping to make the return of these animals for the 2026 summer year.
And this weekend, Dancing with the Rogue Valley Stars is returning, and tickets are on sale now for Saturday's performances. There are 2 shows to choose from at 1 p.m. or 6 p.m. Our morning team will be in the show Bussing a Move to help raise money for Sparrow Clubs. If you want to donate to their cause, you can scan the QR codes on your screens now. Their goal is to raise $1,500 each, and you can head to kdrv.com for more details.